Welcome to On the Rise with Miss Phoenix. I am your host, Miss Phoenix. I am so happy and ecstatic to have my guest here today. I have Danita Pierre Gregory. I have Courtney Wilson with me. And these two beautiful women have all types of things going on in their life. I am so glad that they were, available to come on the show for me tonight. So without further ado, here's my guest. Danita and Courtney. Danita, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Danita Gregory-Puryear. I like to say that I am a dynamic accessory nestled in this atmosphere, which means I wear a lot of hats. But just a few: wife, mother, educator, and pageant queen and mentor. So, again, I am that dynamic accessory nestled in this atmosphere.
Right. Courtney?
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Courtney. Born and raised in Jersey City. That's my heart. That's my hometown. I went to Rutgers for undergrad and grad school. I went to NJCU and pursued my career in mental health counseling. Um, Currently, I work at William Passion University as an academic advisor. And my other passion, which is something I'm really worked hard for, is becoming a licensed therapist. And that became so in July 2020. And right now, I'm working towards becoming a licensed professional counselor. So I love to advocate and help people. I have a knack for it, and that's where my passion lies. So I hope that I can share that with everyone and bring some light to my platform, which is Black Women's Mental Health.
Okay. All right. You mentioned your platform, so let's go back to platform. Danita, I mentioned a queen. Do you have a platform?
Yes, I do. My platform is called I Am Light, and it deals with mental health awareness, concentrating on suicide prevention.
Okay. All right. So, as you see, everyone, I have these beautiful, talented women. They are gifted in many areas. They wear many hats. We have mother, queens, we have therapists, we have um, mentors. We have it all here. So we just want to talk on the aspect of, you mentioned mental health. So let's deal with that. Danita, you said that you have a platform, mental health, with suicide prevention. Um, Courtney, you mentioned that Black women's mental health. So let's just talk about that. Let's talk about the mental health. Let's talk about what made you two ladies consider making that the focus point of you. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll start. I chose the suicide prevention because quite a few times and many years ago, that the suicidal thoughts were a part of my life. And I chose to shine the light on it because it happens to people, and mostly teens, more than what people would know. And looking at me, you would probably never think to say that I had suicidal thoughts, or that I at one time tried to commit suicide, feeling like life would be better without me in it.
Mm-hmm.
So um, I rose above it. I seeked help, and most of all, I seek God, who told me that I was here for a purpose. So no matter how many times I tried to take my life, He sustained me and kept me here. So what better way to raise awareness and to inform people is to let them know that suicide is real, and suicide prevention is needed, and the mental health aspect of it is needed even more. So that's why I chose my platform.
Okay, Courtney.
So for me, it's passionate for me because pretty much 45% of Black women they suffer from mental health and they don't seek treatment for it. So I want to bring awareness to that. And of course, from my disposition and my personal story, where I moved out of New Jersey in 2016 for a full time job. And where I moved, it was definitely the opposite of what I'm used to. Jersey City, if you know that, is very diverse. It's a
Mhm.
lot of people, a lot of different backgrounds, cultural roots from a lot of different areas.
Mhm.
And where I moved to was very much not the same. And I struggle a lot with transitioning and adapting. And I know I hold true to my cultural roots and everything. So, trying to find that happy medium, I knew I needed to find someone to seek help. So, I went to seek therapy, which it kind of helped, but the component that was missing for me was a cultural aspect.
Okay.
So not to say that the individual didn't help me in the sense, but I felt like I needed someone that looked like me to understand what my struggles were, whether that was the cultural adaptation, whether it is for me being a Black woman in a area that doesn't look like myself,
Mhm.
and what can I do to survive. And I suffered from depression at that time. I couldn't get out of bed a lot. I tried to go to work and I would find myself crying just going to work. And it took a lot out of me. At that time, I was known initially when I moved up there as this happy, bubbly person, where afterwards I just had flag after affect. And I knew something was wrong. So after I did finally find a way to move back to New Jersey, I immediately seek a therapist of color.
Okay.
And now I am thankful. I'm thankful to have someone that looks like me. I could say little things and quotes and phrases and she understands, and that makes me feel more comfortable, more safe, and more inept to be myself. And then as I'm going through this process and being a therapist, it makes me say to myself, how can I be like that to someone else? So
Okay.
when I do have my clients, I do remember the fact of me being a person of color and helping other people and trying to have a connectivity and raise awareness and be someone that someone is to me and to be someone to someone else.
Okay. So listening to both of you guys' story, your ladies' stories, would you say that the spotlight or the awareness many times with the mental health, many people do not discuss it, many people do not recognize it. Courtney, you said you went through depression. Danita, you said you had suicidal thoughts. So in the moment of that, before you saw you were seeking help, or before you realized it, um, was it something that you both kept quiet? Like if someone seen you on the outside, they wouldn't necessarily know what was going on in the inside. So it's important to say that as African American women, as Black women, that we tend to keep what we're going through inside and internalize it so much so that we have gotten to a custom of masking how we feel. So we suffer in silence, how we feel, which causes a mental impact on us, which causes us to have the suicidal thoughts, that has us suffering from depression, that having us struggle to just have to go through everyday life because we are um internalizing so much stuff. Like you said, you are Courtney, you was a student and you moved, then you moved to a new location. Danita, you're a mother. So you had all these things that was riding or heavy on your shoulder, that it's like you masked what you were going through and you put on this persona until you realize, no, enough is enough, I need to get help, or enough is enough, I need to seek whatever it is that I need to seek to get out of this place, or I need to grab hold, Danita, as you mentioned, God, you grab hold to something to bring me out of this dark place, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. um so with that being said, I just want to say, what's your platforms, what your mission, if you could say to each one of you, and give you one moment. If you can say to someone's watching, what would you say to encourage them to stop internalizing and to let it out so that they can be healed? Danita?
For me, I would tell, like, your voice matters, and no matter how much you think no one may listen to you or no one may care, They actually do. And I know for myself that when I started to let things out, I felt better. And if I couldn't speak to somebody,
Mhm.
then I journaled.
Okay.
So I put my thoughts to paper when I couldn't say it to somebody. And I would reflect on it, look at it, and then devise ways to move past and see what I would do better or what could help me. So um, when I couldn't speak out loud, I spoke on paper. And that allowed me to be able to speak out loud. And so I would always tell somebody, your voice matters. All voices matter. So
All right. That's good. Your voice matters. Courtney?
I'm in agreement with Danita that your voice does matter, and sharing your story, your testament, and everything of that nature, it holds power to it. And with that, with holding something that holds such power, it's like it will eat you up. So, finding that outlet, whether it is speaking to someone, I journal too sometimes, so I do write down my thoughts and stuff. But another thing I do is work out. So I found a new passion of working out. I need to get back to it this week, but I found a way of just like letting out my frustrations and exercising and stuff, and it felt good afterwards. Like, oh gosh, I didn't know I had so much holding on to me, and letting that out in a cathartic and positive way was helpful. So it is good to find different outlets of letting your frustrations and concerns out. And also, you never know who else is going through the same situation as you, because you think you're the only one going through it. And guess what? Many of us going through the same thing, and we could find support in each other and finding a way to find probable outcomes for the situation.
That's good. I like what you said. Your voice matter, Danita. And then Courtney, you said withholding so much power within inside of you can destroy you. You have to release it. So if you guys are watching, understand that you're not alone in this thing. If you're dealing with any kind of mental illness or depression or whatever you may be going through, you may be having suicidal thoughts. Please go out and seek help. Please journal, get it out. Don't hold it in. Don't suppress it. You're not alone. Share, talk to someone. Share what you're going through, because you may gain strength from somebody else, because you're not alone and you can walk through this thing together. Um, Very good. If anyone's watching, please understand that you're not alone. Mental health is very serious, and it goes untalked about in this community. If you just give us a few minutes, we're going to pause for a break, and we will be right back with On the Rise of Miss Phoenix. Hello, everybody. We're back to On the Rise with Miss Phoenix. I have my lovely guests, Danita and Courtney. They have shared some awesome and amazing. They shared their stories, some awesome and amazing advice about what to do if you're struggling with any mental health issues, if you're dealing with depressions, or if you have any suicidal thoughts. That it is so good for you to seek out, journal, write it down. Whatever you do, don't hold it in. But both of these ladies are mentors. So we want to talk about their mentorship, things that they are involved in, places that they are connected to, that if you are dealing with these issues, that you may be able to link up. So I'm going to start with Courtney. Courtney, you can go first with the things that you are involved in.
Okay, so one of the things I'm involved in, I'm in a sorority, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Um, we're in our centennial year, so this is the year for us. But I know with that, it gave me a platform to talk about mental health through the chapters I was in and the chapters that I'm closely with. So I have done some sessions or webinars about mental health and practices when you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So I did box breathing for one of those and recommended some things to use. I think I had like some ashwagandha gummies. If you're feeling stressed, you could take that as a way to soothe. That led me to have a good outlet to do that. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. Um, I'm also a clinician per diem, so I do see some clients there, and that's actually building my craft. I'm relatively new in the mental health industry, so I'm learning as I go along. I have a supervisor that helps me when I do have sessions, and I tell them how they went, and they give me recommendations on what to do. So I am learning as I'm growing. I'm doing professional development as well, so I could still be um, most current in the craft of it. So I'm doing that. Um, I would like to do a community-based program for mental health, so that is possibly in the works. I'm hoping it'll be sometime this year, and because I'm passionate about this, I seen the disparities as I was growing up, and not knowing that I had a resource such as this to go to and have an outlet to talk to someone about this. So why not give back to the community that I came from and just give some awareness of resources available, and to also have people like myself that looks like people in my community that can go to for help, because we are like even though there are clinicians of color, we only make up about 5%,
Oh,
and
wow.
that's very minimal. So yeah, it's very much a task and a goal for me to let people know and be aware that we are out here and we want to address the concerns and help in your journey and your progress. So that's one of the things I would like to do. But I think for the most part, that is most of the things I'm going to do right now or doing right now as activities. Of course, for me, it's always something that's going to be pop up, that's something new, so to be continued. But as of now, that's what I have so far.
Okay, Danita.
Yes, my major mentoring comes from me being an early childhood educator. I work with preschoolers,
Mhm.
so every day I get to, lay that foundation and shape and mold and just tell them that they can be everything that they want to be. As far as other mentoring pieces, I serve on boards of various organizations that deal with women and young girls. And through there, I just share my story and I try to provide as much information or help as possible. I'm also a 20 plus year domestic violence victor survivor.
Yes.
So I work with an agency called Sophia, Start Out Fresh Intervention Advocates. And we provide resources and tools for women, men, children, families that are going through domestic violence issues, whether they be victims, survivors, or even family members that have lost loved ones to this vicious cycle of domestic violence. So that's where my passions lie. I love working with people and I love sharing my stories and anything that I can do to be of a help. That's what I love to do.
Awesome, ladies. Awesome. I love it. I love what you're out in the community. I love your passion. I love how you let your stories and you let your testimony be the leading factor of why you want to give out and the foundation of why you guys give and why you guys put out. I love it. So excited to just to see the different things within the communities that is going on that a lot of people don't even know about. A lot of people are not even aware about that is available. So thank you, ladies, for putting that out there. And if any one of you that's watching would like to be a part of this mentorship or some help or you know where help is needed, please reach out to me and I can connect you to these beautiful ladies. Later, they will give out information of how they can be reached or how they can be contacted at the end of the show, so that you can reach out and touch bases to them, because maybe it's something that they said within this interview or in this time on the show that has um, touched you in ways that was meant to. So with that being said, you guys expressed a lot of different things about yourselves. So we discussed the professional aspect of you. We discussed some issues of what you guys went through. We discussed mental things. So I'm going to bring up what do we discuss? Journaling, because we know you journal. Courtney, I know that you exercise, so you said that was ways of but you guys have something in common.
Oh, we do.
So the reason why you're on here is because you have something in common. You both recently had an experience or went through a journey together.
Mm-hmm.
So who wants to talk about that journey together? You both know what I'm talking about. So
Mhm.
who wants to talk about how you guys got to know each other? Because many people don't know that you guys know each other. So we're going to discuss how you guys got to know each other and your journey together.
Okay.
So, Danita.
Okay. Well, I'll go first.
Okay.
Well, I've had the pleasure of knowing both of you from our elite and illustrious and unique sisterhood, our pageantry sisterhood. Um, I got introduced to the pageantry system in 2019, where I am the successor to the title of Miss Exquisite Full Figured USA New Jersey, coming in some big shoes from my queen, my ambassador, Queen Takesha Simmons here, Miss Phoenix. So I got to know Courtney because she just recently competed, and I was able to be in on her journey as well as share some of my journey. So I'll talk about my journey in a little bit, I guess, and let Courtney take it.
Okay, Courtney.
Okay, let me take it. Um, so yes, I just recently ran in the 2021 Miss Full Figure New Jersey pageant in December. I was first introduced to it via Instagram, I think. I was just scrolling through and like, oh, this looks interesting. This is like something I would never do. So let me try it. So I contacted the page, and then they told me to send some pictures and the video of me talking. And lo and behold, I became a delegate. And that first day I met with everyone in July, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Like, where is the exit? I was nervous. I didn't know. And of course, if you know me
Mm-hmm.
personally, you would know I'm an introvert.
Okay.
I I'm so quiet. You might know me by my smile because I smile a lot, but I'm very much quiet. So going into this is the complete opposite of my persona. So when I went there, I'm like, okay, this looks like something I could possibly do, and I committed to it and went through the journey, went through the workshops and getting to know everybody and finding a lot more about myself that I did not know I had,
Mm-hmm.
i.e., my voice. So, so I went through it, and I must say it was definitely a out of body experience for me to be on stage and have people look at me. I'm like, oh, okay. Patch a smile, patch a smile. And with the guidance of Queen Ambassador as well as Danita, it made me feel a little bit more comfortable about doing it, and it made me appreciate it more. So thank you, ladies, for helping me in that journey, and I became second runner up as well as rising star.
Okay.
Hmm.
So we're gonna break for We're going to take a few minutes break and we'll be back and to discuss a little bit more about your journey, what you guys learned, and just some words of wisdom that you may want to share with somebody. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with On the Rise with Miss Phoenix and our guests. Hello, everybody. Okay, welcome back to On the Rise with Miss Phoenix. You have been getting a lot of great information. You have gotten to know each one of my guests, who I love personally, who I have the experience of being on journeys with each one of these ladies, and they have so many gifts and talents. So I thought it was only important that I bring them on this show so that the world can get to know them as well. Again, as it was mentioned, we met through the pageant system, Miss Full Figure USA, New Jersey, where I had the privilege of walking with each one of these ladies on their journey. So we're going to talk a little bit more about their journey. We have Danita, who is Miss Full Figure USA, New Jersey 2019's queen. She won. And so we just want to talk about, and then we have Courtney, who is our second runner up, Miss Full Figured, New Jersey, 2021. So we just want to talk to them about their journey. So in this journey, so a lot of people haven't experienced pageantry. They don't know what to expect. It is it is a push to get you to move out of your comfort zone, which I'm pretty sure both of you had that experience of, because it's stepping out of the box, something that you never really considered to do before, and it pushes you in areas that you wouldn't imagine. So just the journey. Can each one of you tell me about the journey and what you experienced?
Okay. Well, for me, um, I was kind of pushed into doing the pageant.
Uh-huh.
I had a very good girlfriend of mine say that this would be a good fit for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really think about it, but because I trusted her word so much, I came out to the audition. And when I got there, I still didn't want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew that it was something that I had to do because it was something so different for me.
Okay.
And again, because she had so much trust in me,
Mm-hmm.
I just had to follow through and like show up for her and also show up for myself. Um, Again, it was very out of the box because I'm quiet. I'm like to the back
Mm-hmm.
and very observant. So I didn't know how I was going to fit because the world of pageantry, when you hear it, you just think, oh, the glamour, the glitz, and you're up in the front and you have to walk. And it is part of that, but a lot of it also fit my quiet side.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it and I listened, I learned a lot, competed, and didn't think I was going to win at all. All throughout, I kept saying, win, place, or show. I'm here. I'm here. And when my name was called as the winner, I couldn't believe it. It was just so surreal. Like, me?
Mm-hmm.
Really, me? And from then on, I've just been walking in it, and it's really nothing different than what I do every day.
Okay.
It's just that title of being Miss Exquisite
Mm-hmm.
just adds a little bit of something to it
Okay.
where you just want to shimmy. It should be a lot, but I love it, and I wouldn't. I'm glad I did it.
Can you tell me, Danita, one thing that you learned about yourself after going through the whole journey and the process?
The biggest thing that I learned was that I can do anything that I put my mind to do. And getting up there and walking, I tell you, I really don't remember me walking at all. I
Mhm.
don't remember my pageant. I have to look back at the videos and I have to rely on people telling me. But it was just so surreal. Like I never felt my feet touch the ground. And that's how graceful and elegant it was. And it showed me that even though, like my dad would tell me all the time, you are royal, you are a princess, and you're going to grow up to be a queen. That's just something that little girls, a lot of little girls think about. And we dress up and we do certain things to
Right.
exude that. But I am an actual queen. I am a queen.
Yeah.
And went on to compete in nationals and became the second runner up,
Yes.
putting New Jersey on the map along with another one of our queens who
Hmm.
won the ultimate title. But to be in that number, it is just amazing. And I look forward to continuing working with our division and growing and getting us even stronger, greater, and bigger. So I'm here.
You're here. Courtney?
I gotta follow that. No, I'm
You
playing.
could do it.
So for me, the journey was pretty. It was then an out of body experience. So I walked in and saw these ladies. I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. But let me tell you, when I first mentioned heels, I kind of cringed. I'm like, ooh, heels! Like I haven't worn heels in a long time, so I had to get accustomed to wearing heels and just learning how like the pageantry industry. So it was very different in knowing how to present myself with elegance and style and holding poise and being someone of said stature. So it was a good experience and learning and meeting new people, meeting people from New Jersey, which I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not that far from me, and I have a network of people that are now my pageant sisters that I can talk to. So that was a good experience to that as well. And the up into the pageant, of course, I'm getting more and more nervous. Like I don't know what to expect. I have my queens here that did tell us what to expect, but once you're in the moment, you're out. You're like, hey, I'm in my zone. So all I know is that when I got on the stage, yeah, you go blank. Like it's lights all in front of you, but then you kind of like, okay, let me remember my points and remember I have to walk this way and keep my smile. Don't drop my smile. I will hear Queen Ambassador, don't drop your smile. I'm like, okay. So keep on reminding myself of those little things to when I'm on the stage. So but yeah, when I was going through it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. I will look to some of the stuff like we're here, we're here. So but yeah, but it was definitely different experience that I would never expected, but it kind of taught me a lot about myself. And I'm like, wow, Courtney,
So,
you're right.
what did you, what was the biggest thing that you discovered about yourself during the journey?
To be honest,
Yes.
the one thing is that I'm beautiful. And because I kind of struggle with that. I didn't think I was. I didn't really hear I'm beautiful because full figure woman. Growing up, the aesthetic beauty wasn't the full figure woman, so you
Hmm.
didn't really hear much of that. But now being into this pageantry and you hear it all the time, we had to post on social media and people's like, "Oh, you're pretty, you're beautiful." I'm like, "Wait, are you serious, me?" But now looking back at it, I'm like, "Of course I am. Who am I to say I'm not beautiful?" So yeah, I had to keep telling and reminding myself that. And now I'm like, yeah, Courtney, beautiful. So
And that is so important because so many times, um, self confidence, self worth goes unnoticed, or we tend to put that on the back burner because we life will have us see ourselves in a certain light. So the process and the journey is to pull those qualities outside of you and allow you to see yourself in the beauty of who you are. And so I love you guys' story because the journey is to, as you go through it, it's like a butterfly, a caterpillar turned into a butterfly. You begin to blossom and you begin to change and you begin to see different things. And what I loved about it is because I was able to see this journey and be on this journey with you. I remember when each of you both started, and to look back on where you came from and just look at the journey, you can see the transformation of you guys going into who you are now. So I want to encourage you guys to continue to transform because this is just the beginning. It's so much greater that you're going to do. So many different people have latched on and have begun to watch you, and they are growing because of your journey and because of what they see, and you have inspired them. You are inspiring young girls all over to know that you are beautiful, that you can come through anything. Depression does not have to hold you down. Suicide thoughts do not have to take you out. That you can overcome it and you can become great and you can become so passionate and so loving, and that the gift that's inside of you, each one of you have different gifts, different hats, and different talents, which makes you guys who you are, which makes the encounter with other people be so great with you guys. So I thank you and I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you allowing the world to see you in the light, as a mother, as a advisor, as a counselor, as a mentor, as a queen, as a delegate, as sisters. It is so important because in society, as with Black women, we have so much negativity placed upon
Mhm.
us, even with social media, even with reality TV. It picks us against each other to bring out the drama aspect. But the world needs to see more women like you. So I want to encourage you guys to keep pushing forward, keep keep transitioning to the next level of women of who you're going to become, because the sky is not the limit, because there's something always beyond that. You are light, you are beautiful, you are everything that the world said that you would not be. And so, thank you again for coming in. I'm going to give a few minutes, guys, for each of the ladies to just leave you with parting words, a little encouragement about themselves. We thank them for coming on the show, and I'll be back later to close us out. So, let's start with Danita first. Danita, if you can go ahead and you can leave us with parting words and let them know how they can get in touch with you, how they can follow you, and how they can just reach out to you.
Okay. I'd like to say that if there's anything that you want to do, take that leap of faith and do it. Like the Nike slogan says, just do it. You never know what happens if you don't do it. So take that leap of faith and do it. And just research what you want to do. Do things that you are passionate about doing. Because when you're passionate about doing it, that's when your biggest successes will come. It'll take time, but don't give up. Be encouraged. Keep speaking into yourself that you can do it, and keep positive people around you. Those that are going to push you, those that are going to encourage you, those that are going to inspire you, and mostly those that are going to pray for your betterment. I can be reached on Facebook under Danita Gregory-Puryear. I'm also on Instagram. My Instagram is dgregyear, or you look me up under Danita Gregory-Puryear. And also my email. You can reach me by email. That's dgregyear@gmail.com. D Greg Greg year YEAR at gmail.com.
Okay, so some last words for me is to keep pushing. Do what you like. Do what you love. You never know talents and passions can turn into your career, and and it's great. So I know for me, my journey to becoming a counselor was not an easy one. I graduated in 2016, and then I got my license in 2020 because I personally told myself and psyched myself to think I couldn't do it. So when I took the test the first time, I missed by 7 points. The second time, I missed by three, and I got so scared. But I talked myself through it, and in 2020, when I took the test, I passed. So there's there is strength in um, finding that passion in you to get the job done. So once I did that, and I knew this is what I wanted to do, I just kept pushing. And look, I'm here. I've arrived. So I'll say to you all that's watching, keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you love, because that's what's going to motivate you throughout the day, throughout the month, throughout the year, and so on and so forth. Find your passion, keep with it. Um, be sure to take time for yourself. I'm so big with that. Make some time for yourself, whether that is taking a vacation or a staycation, or doing what you love, or finding some hobby to do. I know for me, I have a dog. I love my dog. That's a little thing that I keep, and I find joy in and being around my dog, because he's full of personality. So you ever meet him, you'll see that. But yeah, just keep pushing, and also push outside your norm. Um, by me leaving outside of New Jersey in 2016, forced me to learn more things about myself too that I did not know and possess. So also, along with finding something that you love and do, find something that's outside your comfort zone and challenge yourself. So I did that with moving out of state, and I did that with the pageant. And I've learned so many great things about myself that I did not know I possess, but I also learned some areas that I need to work on. And I'm going to challenge myself continuously to improve in them. So with that, you can find me on Facebook. My name is Courtney Wilson. On Instagram, my name is Courtnew, Courtnew. And my email is Courtnew, same as my Instagram, but the number 9 at gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you all. Take care.
Thank you guys for coming on and being a part of On the Rise with Miss Phoenix, where we talk about real life people, real life issues, real life, just giving a platform for everyone and giving a voice to everyone to be heard. Thank you so much for tuning in. We thank our beautiful guests. We give them yay. Thank you for coming. So proud of every one of you. I look forward to just watching the journey as you guys continue to blossom and to do greater and greater things. Again, if you are watching and you are struggling in any area of mental health issues, these beautiful ladies are here to help walk with you, help point you into the right direction. They each have their own personal stories. They have encouraged you to step out of the box. They have encouraged you to be a better you, and that's what we want, to become better us. So with that, we say soar, go to new heights, get out the box, um shatter the opinions of others, and retrieve and achieve rebirth in this life and in this season. We thank you for tuning in to On the Rise with Miss Phoenix. We look forward to seeing you at our next time. Share the word, share the link, let someone know that we are here, and we are here, real people, real life, going through real struggles together, inspiring each other. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again. I am your host, Miss Phoenix. Thank you so much.